We are MakilalaTV, the first Filipino-American TV talk show in the New York metro area. Get to know us as we talk to the community leaders, innovators, advocates, and emerging artists who affect Filipino-American life.
For 18 years, Fiesta in America has been the biggest indoor summer event for Filipinos across the Northeast. It began as a trade show, but it is now much bigger than that. It is a musical concert with big-name celebrities, a Santa Cruzan. It has a large food court. It has hundreds of thousands of Filipino and Asian businesses selling everything from chinelas to Chinese herbs to real estate to cars. It has the feel of a town fiesta, which is very lively and colorful and loud, and it has the commercial potential of a shopping mall. Where can you find something like that? Fiesta in America will celebrate its 18th anniversary on August 13 and 14 at the Meadowlands Expo Center in Secaucus, New Jersey. For the last 17 years, it's been attracting hundreds of thousands of Filipino-American families and also Asian families as the biggest indoor cultural expo of its kind on the East Coast. We are so intrigued by Fiesta's long-running success that we decided to invite the event's producers to tell us their story. Joining us today is Fernando Mendez.
Okay.
We all know him as Nanding. He is the founder, president, and CEO of Fiesta in America. With him is Len Manansala,
Hi.
vice president for marketing and communications. Thank you for joining us, Nanding and Len.
Salamat.
And welcome to Makilala. First off, congratulations on your 18th year milestone.
Thank you. Thank you.
I didn't know that Fiesta was first started in New York at Jacob Javits. Can you tell us a little bit about your history?
Yeah, when we started this, we thought we can do well in Jacob Javits Center. It was so nice, and we filled the event with about 5,000 people.
Oh, that's a good start still.
Yeah. And we invited a lot of celebrities, and of course, it came with price.
Which is?
And that's a lot of investments.
It's New York, of course.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Parking alone
Yeah,
was $50.
yeah.
Just, you know,
Oh, okay.
and then we held it for 2 days, and there are many supports during that time. And then we realized we have a long way to go. We would like to do better in the long term. So we decided to bring it back to Meadowlands Expo Center.
You brought it to Meadowlands on the second year?
Second
On the
year.
second year, yeah.
Right.
So since then,
It's been there, you know. We tried other venues like the Coliseum on 69th, which was now
That's also New York.
Columbus,
right?
yeah, Columbus. Yeah.
What year was that when you had it at Columbus?
I think 1990s, late
okay.
1990s.
Okay, yeah.
So we tried many venues, and we found a home in Meadowlands Expo Center where people will have a lot of time. They don't get charged for the parking. Parking alone is about $40, $50.
Yeah, yeah.
But in Meadowlands, it's free, and you know we have more room to play with. 61,000 square feet, and we're trying to fill it up with people.
That's right.
And we are inviting many organizations to be part of this, and let them have their own fundraising events there. They used our event to make their organizations be known to people to network,
Yeah.
we mingle, and Fiesta was created to just invite as many Filipinos as we can and just have fun. And that's the objective of Fiesta anyway.
Yeah.
you probably have a good formula because for 18 years now, it's still going strong. And so Len, what do you want to add?
Doon nga kami natutuwa. Aside from the thousands of Filipinos na ma-attended sa event namin,
Yeah.
let's remember that according to the USSBA,
Yeah, I was about to ask you about that.
ang average lifespan ng small business in America is just 5 years.
Do you consider Fiesta small business?
Well, kokonti lang naman ang empleyado, but ang marami kaming volunteers. Actually, still small business, but we're growing. Remember, 5 years na yung small business ng average na US, kami 18 years.
Yeah.
Kaya doon mo masusukat yung success din namin eh.
Yeah.
Aside from yung mga thousands and thousands of visitors, dumadami ang aming exporters and sponsors.
And exhibitors
And
too.
exhibitors.
Yeah.
Sa Pilipinas, for example, isa sa mga mission ng Fiesta in America is to promote small and medium-sized exporters. Mga gumagawa ng handicraft, mga gumagawa ng apparel,
And these are all Philippine-based companies?
Philippine-based.
Okay.
But marami din kaming mga exporters and sponsors who are mainstream companies. The leading telecoms, the leading HMOs, for example. Kasi they realize that the Filipino market is so huge and that Filipinos in New York and New Jersey have median family incomes of more than 92,000.
Rachelle, you were telling us about your experience as a Fiesta baby and that you used to go there with your entire family.
Yeah,
Tell us
so-
about that.
It's really funny because I felt like I grew up with Fiesta, except back then I used to refer to it as Philippine Fiesta. So when I was younger, my parents would drag us to
Drag.
to this event. And it's not just me and my siblings; it was my cousins too.
I'm sure you were
So-
excited about going there.
No, you know what, is more of a field trip. I felt like with all of our cousins, and we would just run around everywhere and do all the activities for the kids and just eat and enjoy some of the show because
And at
my
the
parents
time-
were there for the artistas. But I
and
was
at that
there.
time, you said the name was a different name?
Yeah, so I grew up with Philippine Fiesta, and and then I remember it being changed recently to Fiesta in America, and I didn't know the reasoning behind that because I always referred it to. I still kind of sometimes
Yeah.
slip whenever I say Philippine Fiesta.
But as a matter of fact, a lot of people have been asking us about that.
Yeah.
What was the story behind that? But like all living things, Fiesta in America evolves, it grows. We realize that a lot of sponsors and exhibitors want to expand their market beyond the Filipino audience. Also, Nanding and I have been hearing some requests from the Chinese community, the Latino community, the Korean community, for them to take part. Kasi this is a fiesta.
Yeah.
Alam naman natin ang fiesta is very inclusive, di ba? Ang town fiesta, it's a very welcoming event.
Yeah.
Kahit na stranger ka, you're welcome. Therefore, we decided to rebrand the fiesta
What year was this?
about 4 years ago. Although it's still rooted and anchored on the Filipino community, we gradually expanded it to become a multicultural event, just like any fiesta. It's now a big tent event na lahat ay welcome.
Wow, that's an amazing accomplishment. Usually, other nationalities don't want to be involved in the Filipino event. So you probably are really doing something. I'm a fan. Amazing.
Remember, Filipino is a big market. The Filipino market
Right.
is very affluent and very big.
Right.
Well, Philippines in the first place is composed of many cultures.
Very true.
You have Malaysians, you have Koreans now,
Right.
and Indians.
And the Chinese market
Spanish.
also, of course.
So are those your demographics?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
about
well,
it.
the demographics can be explained this way in terms of numbers. About more than 80% of Fiesta in America's audience are still Filipino-Americans from New York, New Jersey, and 5 contiguous states in the Northeast. But the remaining proportion, malaki din yan, 20%. There's still thousands, are Americans, Caucasians, African-Americans, Latinos, other Asians who have either family or professional relationships with
Yeah,
Filipinos,
that's right,
commercial, trade. Meron na nga kaming mga Chinese and Latino exhibitors. And of course, mainstream sponsors who are interested in the Filipino community.
That's right.
And I would like to add something. Some of the business, servicemen who were employed in the Philippines brought their spouses here in the event.
Filipino serviceman, what do you mean?
Yung
Military.
after the bases were closed, di ba?
So they really
They're coming from
really plan.
Virginia, and San Diego or something.
And is there specific activity targeting this community?
Not yet, but that's part of the plan. We can do something for them.
Yeah.
Like we have activities for all ages and
That's
for all industries and interests.
And that's how I felt like when I went. My parents were the ones to bring me, and now our roles changed. Now it's me bringing my parents. I'm like, let's go to the.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's
Exactly.
go to Fiesta this year. It's on August 13, 14. They asked
What
me.
is what is
Wonderful,
your
wonderful.
favorite thing that you do when you're there?
Honestly, I don't spend enough time with my family, and I feel like that's the reason for me to bring them out.
That's
That's my
wonderful,
personal. I
wonderful.
don't know why other people, but I feel like that's an excuse for me to bring them out. Something to bond over.
I wonder how many people feel the same way, right?
I just
How
think
many
that
young
they
people feel the
they
same?
don't know. They just don't know about it yet.
That's right.
Well,
I think that's what Fiesta offers, is that it's a place to be with family.
Exactly.
To do what you love to do. I mean, you could what things can they do at Fiesta? Can they have birthday parties? Can they
Of
have
course. As a matter of fact, iniimbita rin namin ng mga Filipino associations, alumni groups, faith-based groups, provincial associations, trade groups, na ganapin doon ng kanilang mga events. They can hold reunions, alumni association reunions.
We did that for so many years. We invited alumni from several schools. We created this all logos of the universities in one advertising.
Oh, 18 years, August 13th and August 14th at Meadowlands, right? So if, let's
Correct.
say your birthday falls within that time, let's say you'd be turning 18, maybe you could have an 18th birthday party? Is
Why
that
not?
one
Of
of
course.
the choices too?
lahat talaga lahat ng community, lahat ng community members ay imbitado dito. For example, kung gusto mo mag-debut, 18th anniversary din ng Fiesta, kaya bagay na bagay yung 18 and 18. Yakagin nyo mga kamag-anak nyo, doon kayo mag-party.
Does it get maingay or magulo? Or no?
But tulad ng lahat ng Fiesta,
It's
syempre,
always maingay.
It's
masaya.
always maingay,
Masaya.
yeah.
And festive. It's not
Yes.
like ingay, it's not sounds. It's about
Masaya.
festive musical sounds.
Do you sell liquor?
No, we don't.
Unfortunately. Hindi
Not,
tulad
wait,
ng Fiesta.
not even San Miguel beer?
A couple of years ago, sponsor namin ng San Miguel
But
Beer.
we just promoted their brand, not as a drink, but
It's not available
it's a business. It's
okay.
a company.
At tulad ng ginawa namin sa San Miguel, marami hindi nakakaalam kung saan bibili ng San Miguel. We directed them to the retail outlets. Therefore, kung meron kang business na gustong i-promote,
Yeah.
pwede niyong gamitin ng Fiesta to market your products para malaman ng mga tao kung nasaan yung bibilin.
That's right. So you rebranded it as Fiesta in America to bring in non-Filipino businesses.
A more
essentially.
diverse
diverse market.
There's more to that because Fiesta in America is developed as a brand now. It's not a trade show. It's not a cultural show. It's almost exactly what you're doing every day. It could be a card, it could be a telecommunication, it could be other things, it could be food, non-food, and something. We would like to expand our market in the future, so we have a long run of our business. We would like to help each industries and everyone as part of our business.
I'm curious, does the government support you in any way?
We try.
Because you are very trade and industry oriented.
We are trying now, and slowly they're noticing us. But it's very hard to get money from the government, and you have to prove that you're this and that. And we are now working with the Department of Trade, Department of Tourism,
Yeah.
and convince them to participate in
Yeah.
this event. This is a multicultural event, and if we get all those other cultures, people will travel to the Philippines.
Yeah.
We have a campaign now, Philippines First. If you want to travel, go to the Philippines and
First, second, third time.
Your
Correct.
roots.
That's
We-
tourism.
Right,
That's tourism,
right.
yeah.
Discover your roots, especially the second, third generation.
Like Rachelle.
We would like to bring the Philippines in the United States for 2 days and enjoy it.
Well, that's nice. Yeah, yeah.
I do feel like there's a little bit of everything. Can you just share? I know that I experienced different types of parts of the Fiesta, but can you share some of the things that people would expect when they come on August 13 or 14?
Of course. We have a new partner, community partner. As a matter of fact, they are promoting a franchising forum.
Yes.
It was August 13 and 14. A gentleman named Eric Soriano is working with the Asian Journal, one of our media sponsors, a good friend of ours. Ipopromote niya yung franchising as a good investment opportunity for Filipino-Americans here. Kasi maraming franchising opportunities sa Pilipinas. Eh.
Yeah.
So there's a forum for that.
Yes, a
Well,
workshop,
it's
a
not
forum.
just entertainment, it's also educational.
Yeah, because some people
Very
just think
true.
it's just entertainment.
No, people
Like
think
on
it's
a
a
desk.
entertainment and business.
Correct.
Because
Yeah,
there's the
yeah.
word expo
Right.
there.
Yeah, true.
That's why nagpapasalamat kami sa Makilala TV for this opportunity to spread the word around na hindi lang kami concert. This is like a multicultural bazaar where you can
Yeah.
find export quality
Yeah.
products. And it's a showcase of the global attractions of the Philippine, of the natural attractions of the Philippines. For example, Ifugao Rice Terraces, very few people know that it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Kaya isa yun sa mga dapat natin ipaalam sa Fiesta.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Going
And
back
there's-
to the question of Rachel, what can you see at the Fiesta? Fiesta is like a mall, like what you mentioned before. There are many things you can see inside. It's a food festival. It's a home and health and wellness. And there are so many pavilions there. You have Latino, Chinese pavilion, and other cultures. And
Jenny's so happy here because
She said,
Jen
he said
is a
health and
fitness
wellness.
coach,
yeah.
and she might find a place for herself in
Yeah.
Fiesta.
Yeah, and then we have the job fair. Anyone who wants to find work,
Wow.
That I didn't know.
we get
Really?
get
Meron
all
kami
of these
tayo- meron
people
tayo
who
dito.
would like to hire Filipinos in the
Oh,
thing.
really?
It's not only Filipinos, people who would need work.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Correct.
But-
and then of course I mentioned earlier the food pavilion. You will savor all the
Favorite part.
all the Visayan cuisine
cuisine,
and
Like
Ilocano
it's
cuisine.
like it's a culinary tour of the
Pampanga.
Philippines.
It is.
Yeah, yeah.
Cardeño,
It is.
and then-
But I'm curious about the beginning. How did you, Nanding, and your wife Mila conceptualize something like this? Can you bring
Yeah.
us back to that time,
It's I have
17
to-
years ago?
I have to be honest with you. We just said to ourselves, we were going around the country, we are going around the world, and said, let's observe what kind of business we can do to go back and forth to the Philippines. I said, I think we should have a trade show so we can meet people. We
Yeah.
can meet the people who can help us, who have the money. We didn't have the money. We have the means to get these people together, and probably their money can be contributed to the other people, the organizations, the other people who would like to have their own concepts about how to do business with the Filipino market.
I just wanted to mention that Mila was a marketing professional, right? And Nanding is the artist. So they really blended very well.
I'm the production, and
Yeah.
she takes care of the marketing here in the United States and in the
And in
Philippines.
Manila
yeah.
also, yeah. So you,
I would like to mention also Laura Garcia, my girlfriend. No, and she's helping me.
That's right.
In doing the marketing.
That's
of this
right.
thing.
So if there's one thing that when you look back, let's say when you're sitting on your porch and drinking your favorite drinks, like, oh, I did Fiesta. Like, so one thing that would, like a good thing to say. Like, what, how do I say it?
Like,
how do you feel?
How do you, yeah,
How do you feel
looking
about
back.
Fiesta in America as your legacy? Like, what do you feel like in Fiesta?
Nothing really. It's like.
Do you even
It's
think of
just
it as a
work.
legacy?
No, it's just a work. We just want to accomplish something, and sometimes we delete and we improve. You know, we don't want this, we want that. You know, we talk to many people. This morning, yesterday, it's like we have proposals coming
Yeah.
in to us.
And I think that's why you've survived this long.
Yeah.
You know that it's not just a trade expo. It's you just always have to build and improve and talk to people, or else you're not.
We're building a brand
Yes.
for the Philippine market. And if we're successful, we will have a very, very good brand to present to the American people. So we have a voice, you know. Of course, we have the event, and that's where we're going to do our appeals, our plans for the future. And
Are you worried about possible competition?
We know that everyone would like to compete with us, and for the past many years, a lot of people competed with us, and we're still standing. We don't want to compete with them. We want to be with us. We don't. That's what I think. That's what we did. I told them, be with us. And eventually they became a part of us. And there will be more competition, and again, we don't want to compete with them. We just want to make our product better, bigger, and affordable to a lot of people.
Yeah, you were about to say something, Lan?
Well, as Nanding said, any industry is made better by competition. Ang produkto namin ay high quality. So we wanted to expand that brand of a premium reputation. Nabanggit mo kanina, Rochelle, yung legacy.
Yeah, yeah.
Nanding and I have a long view of Fiesta in America. Like the town fiestas in the Philippines, we want Fiesta in America to be a tradition. At pag sinabi mo naman tradition, hindi yun overnight. Hindi yun 2 years, 3 years. It develops over generations. Who knows? Baka pati mga apo-apo natin, mga anak ni Rochelle, mga apo nyo, ay attend din ng Fiesta.
Who knows,
Yun ang long
Rochelle?
view.
Michelle will be there.
You know, when you say fiesta, there's usually a marching band. Do you have a marching band?
Marami kami.
We have the ati-atihan
I have
before.
that. Oh, that's really a
Oh, that's
fiesta.
nice.
Yeah,
I don't even
that's
know what that
really
is.
It's
I'll Google it later.
Anyway, thank you, Nanding and Len. We are about to wind down our program. Thank you for coming down and sharing with our
Thank you.
viewers the unique story of Fiesta in America. It's a different kind of an enterprise, and it takes an enormous kind of dedication and commitment to be able to do something like this year after year. But let me introduce a young talent who should be in Fiesta this year. Her name is Justine Angfonte, and she will perform a monologue from Raised Pinay. Raised Pinay is a community theater where all the performers are Filipino-Americans. Our co-host Rachelle is one of the producers. Let's listen to Justine's spirited narrative about being Raised Pinay.
This piece is my story and one of 14 from the show that fundraised money for Roots of Health, a reproductive health organization in Puerto Princesa, Palawan, providing health education and health services to women and girls in the Philippines. I was 6 when I scraped my knee. So in response, my father said to me, "Ay sus, you cannot be Miss America." But Pa, would you ever say that to my kuya? What I could not be because of this scar, not tall or fair-skinned or a colonized memoir. Then when I was 7 years old, I was so ashamed of my flat nose. Auntie would say, "Pinch it like this. Ayon, more Spanish when it grows." When you expose yourself to the sun, the light is bound to change your skin. That light makes you dark, and so you are told, if you can, choose the yang, not the yin. Bakit itim na ka ba? Why are you so dark? You're from the United States. That's not the colonial mark. You're really Romblomanon. It's like you're from the province, like you work in the rice fields. I've considered Eskinol ever since. There is a congratulations if I dated white, a family social status put on the fast track. Had nothing to do with who I was on my own. So how do you value me if I am dating black? He could be smart and handsome, raised Catholic and a catch, but his skin was a shade darker. That's why you tell me you don't match. Who were these colonists? What did they do to us? Architects who built inferiority so we whiten our genus. My skin criticized, my nose stigmatized, yet Pinays are fetishized, our bodies traumatized. Ashamed of what we aren't, compared to our colonist, raising their worth instead of embracing our darkness. Become architects of our own future, not the ones built from our birth. See the Filipina I really am. Decolonize my worth. You can't pray this out of me. I'm redefining the word dalaga. Brown, flat-nosed, and empowered. Tell that to the new Manila.